First, language acquisition, developmental sequences. In this video, we are going to define what is first language acquisition. In the same manner, we are going to define what are developmental sequences. And finally, we are going to talk about the developmental sequences in the acquisition of first language. Let's define what is first language acquisition. First language acquisition has got people's attention since early decades. Experts such as Noam Chomsky, Jean Piaget, and Friedrich Skinner had studied this topic, and they have tried to describe what is first language acquisition. According to Mohammed et al., it is the process of learning the language that everyone learns from birth or even before birth, that is to say, the mother tongue. And according to Safriti, the process of language acquisition is done naturally since the infant is exposed to language. Taking into account these points of view, we can say that first language acquisition refers to the process of acquiring the mother tongue, and it is made in an unconscious manner. Experts observed that this process is similar in children around the world. Now, let's define what are developmental sequences. When we talk about first language acquisition, we talk also about developmental sequences because researchers have described developmental sequences for many aspects of first language acquisition. That is to say, the developmental sequences are implied in the acquisition of the first language. Some experts talk about these developmental sequences as stages, and the stages of first language acquisition are classified according to children ages. In this part, we are going to talk about the developmental sequences in the acquisition of first language. The first stage comprises babies from 0 to 3 years old. It is important to say that in this stage we can notice earliest vocalization when we have a 0, 1, 2, or 3 month old baby. When the baby is 12 months old, they work on the production of words. By the age of 2 years, they work with combination of words, and when they are 3 years old, they work on the acquisition of the features of the language. Crying, cooing, and babble are part of earliest vocalization. Generally, when babies cry, they try to communicate with people around them. They cry, for example, when they are hungry, when they are sleepy, when they are uncomfortable, or even when they are sick. Remember that babies aren't able to produce utterances, so they communicate in a different level. When the baby is 2 months old, he begins to coo. That is to say, the baby uses some words in order to express admiration, in order to express surprise, or just in order to imitate the sounds that he hears in the environment. It is normal that a 2-month baby can express words such as a, o, or different sounds. When the baby is 6 months old, he begins to babble. Babble is the process of recognizing sounds in the mother tongue. Mostly, sounds that contains a vowel and a consonant. And they can differ, for example, from ma ma ma, ba ba ba, ga ga ga. They use vowel in order to imitate first language. When the baby is 12 months, that is to say when he is 1 year old, he is able to produce one or two recognized words. This is what we call holophrase. That is to say, the baby in this stage uses the background and he tries to join the morphemes or the sounds that he learned in the previous stage. In this way, he says, for example, dada, mama, daddy, in order to refer to a person, an animal, or a thing. They take the initiative to communicate with people. When the baby is 2 years old, he produces at least 50 words or more. And he is able to combine words such as mommy, water, mommy, food, mommy, bathroom. This is what experts call telegraphic. Telegraphic means the fact that a baby joins or uses two words to give a command, to express, to communicate his or her necessity with his family or the environment around him. When the baby is 3 years old, he learns the features of the language that he is acquiring. It is important to say that the features of the language refers to the grammatical aspects and the correct use of words, plural, past tense, or even present tense, and the structure of the language that he is acquiring. What is more, they are able to use complicated structures and they begin to produce phrases. For example, they say, I'm tall, but she's short. Or when I'm older, I'm going to be bigger. At this stage, they talk more than the previous stages. The following stage refers to the preschool years. In this developmental sequence, we can see that children acquire complex structures. That is to say, they are able to talk in simple present, in simple past, or even in the progressive tense. They use language in different situations. As they shared moments with unfamiliar people at school and also with classmates, they are able to ask questions, give commands, and create stories. Also, they acquire aggressive language when they play with the classmates. They use it to defend a toy, for example. And here, in this stage, they acquire more structures, more vocabulary, and they developed a fluent way of talking in their mother tongue. The final stage refers to the school years. Here, children develop the ability to use language. They produce several thousand words and, more important, they can learn a different language. Considering that they are older than babies, they are able to think in their mother tongue, write in their mother tongue, or even process information in their mother tongue.